Friends. The writer Jack London put his hands on himself. According to other reports, he died of a drug overdose, but, really, seemed to be much the same at the end of his life, and he was only 39 years old. He suffered from severe depression, drank heavily and lost interest in what he sees. After all, he was what is called macho, a real man. He took part in the gold fever and worked as a war correspondent, a courageous, brave man, the most highly paid writer in his time. Every day he wrote 1,000 words, his novels and novellas went to great lengths, around the world he had millions of admirers. Led him to his death, as it is not trivial, so. Remember, at school, when we were kids, teachers often said about someone, "These are not friends," and friends. The Romantic writer built a real palace of special black stone, for example, Blackstone, for these very friends. He named it the Woking House and began to invite writers, poets and some suspected wandering philosophers to live with him. He fed them, provided them with guts money. One fine day the bungalow went up in flames. It was burned in the middle, at the same time in several places, otherwise the grand structure would not be able to burn to the ground, leaving a writer with a huge amount of money. So it was his friends who burned the house down. Jack London, trying to find a way out, began to write more, struggling with attacks of depression and lack of desire to live. The shock was too strong. Here he felt a friend say to others, "Jack gets his money too easily. We must help him spend it." Vidraza to the people has fallen on the unscrupulous Jack London. He no longer wrote anything, just drank more and more, and at the same time, the servant Japanese found him dying, and in order with him a sheet of paper, on which the insecure trustworthy writer has calculated a fatal dose of opium. The friends must have come to the funeral, talked over the situation, poked and prodded, enjoyed themselves and went away, or rather, talked, like worms to parasites, in order to find a new victim sooner.